Hey everyone, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and welcome back to another video. And today, I would like to share with you guys how I like to solo queue with Lesion, because I think, some of you guys, I asked you on YouTube, I was like, what do you want to see? And someone said some solo queue videos, and most of you guys, according to the poll, are solo queue players. So today, I would like to tell you guys how to solo queue with Lesion, because a lot of people who play solo queue talk about, Legion's the best solo queue defender, right? One of the best. But I don't think a lot of them go into great detail on why, Lesion is the best solo queue type, defender. So I'd like to explain why. And it starts off with his gun, right? When you solo queue, it's really hard to use a hard-to-use gun that's not meant for fragging. A perfect example is the UMP-45, right? Castle's UMP-45 is not that good of a gun, and if you're in heads-up one-on-one gunfights, it's not that good. But if you do things like set up crosses with teammates, or you're very coordinated on where Castle is relative to everyone else, you can still get plenty of frags with Castle, right? Not the case when you solo queue, because it's very, very, very difficult to coordinate with teammates on, hey, can you hold this angle for even 5 seconds? If you ask someone to hold something for 5 seconds, they're probably not going to do it, right? So Legion's gun, the T5, and his pistol are both some of the best weapons on defense, right? And that makes him really good to solo queue with, is you can hold your own in a heads-up gunfight. The other thing is he's got impact grenades, right? I don't even know what Legion's other thing is. I think it's wires, but impact grenades are really, really powerful in solo queue, because however you want to set yourself up, whether you anchor or you roam, you can set up your rotates, right? Because I think most of you who play this game, most of us actually, not just you guys, but everybody, usually only needs about 2 or 3 rotates per site, right? And if you're solo queuing and you make 3 or 4 rotates, it's probably going to get hurt you more than it's going to help you. So I usually just stick to 2 at least. I don't know what other people do. And to top off the package, you have Legion's mines, which are really good for intel, all right? Of course, you use Legion's mines for stopping Ash or a shield op, but the most important thing about Legion's mine is intel, right? And not just for your teammates, but for you as well. It's one of those things where this is why Mozzie's also a really good solo queue op, or Valk, or anyone who has cameras, is because you can use the cameras to your advantage, right? You don't have to go into a room to get intel, right? And that's what Legion's gadget is good for. But the reason why Legion's intel gathering is more valuable than something like a Valk cam or an Echo drone or a Maestro, whatever, is because it's instantly easier for other teammates to understand the call out, right? If I'm in a coordinated stack, right, a super coordinated stack, and I drone, they know that I'm droning, they know where my drone is at all times because I'm telling them, they know the callouts I see, right? They're going to hear all that. And so Lesion doesn't necessarily need to be there. But if I'm in a solo queue, especially on console, right? On console, barely anyone uses comms. On PC, you have your push to talk button. But am I going to sit there and push the talk button and say, all right, I'm droning, I'm doing this, I hear this, no. You don't ever do that, because it's hard. You sacrifice a whole finger to hold that button down, or if you're on your mouse, you sacrifice whatever button you hold for push to talk, and it makes it so that you can't use it, right? And not only that, you get those teammates that yell at you for giving too many callouts, or if you try to do esports, that's like a normal to low amount of callouts, but for them, they get annoyed at it. But with a Lesion mine, it's easy. You just hear ping, and then someone's there. Or someone knows it's there and they shoot at it and your teammates hear that. You don't need to call out they're on white. I mean, maybe you could still call out they're on white. It's easier to say they hit my Lesion mine on white rather than, hey, I see someone coming up white and they're swinging. It's easy to just hear the ping, right? Or someone's on white. And so it's kind of like Rook armor, where if you bring Rook armor, everyone gets Rook armor. If you bring the Lesion mines, everyone hears the Lesion mine, right? And it helps because in solo queue, at least in my experience, anchoring can be kind of more valuable than roaming sometimes, or like lurking, being close to sight, basically, right? And Legion's an operator that you need to be close to sight. You can't throw your life away, right? Because you have to wait for the Lesion mines to pop up. And his gadget gets stronger as the round goes on. And because it gets stronger, it also gets stronger for your other teammates. So that's really why Legion's such a good, solo queue op on defense. Is it's intel for other people that it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand a sound. Not everyone knows, for instance, on border, what's the call out for fountain, right? No one knows. Not everyone knows what that is. Or even the harder ones like Africa. I don't know that most of the people know what Africa or sandwich, default wall, the callouts like that are, right? Or maybe you have your own special callouts, right? A lot of the pros talk about on Oregon that bedroom closet, the games room used to be called generator room. So they all call it generator room. Meanwhile, the people in public match call it games room. And I bet a lot of people that played solo queue, me included, didn't know that was called generator, right? I didn't know it was called generator. I called it side bedroom, right? So right off the bat, you have a pro calling it generator, normal people calling it games room. Oh, it used to be the side bedroom. All these different calls versus ping. It's a lot easier to understand. And honestly, you're playing ranked. So Lesion, in general, in ranked, is more powerful than in something like Pro League or Scrims or Challenger League. Because, people are going to, bring an IQ and find it and call it out to their teammates, right? If you're playing in ranked, not everyone gives a bunch of callouts, right? I mean, you could have the IQ player being the solo queue op that picks the G8. They don't pick IQ, so they don't even use IQ's gadget. And everyone's SOL trying to find these Lesion mines. So that, again, it's, because it's easy to see a Mira, right? It's easy to see an ADS, a Goyo shield, maybe not a Goyo shield, a shield, a barbed wire. Lesion mine, not as easy. Same with an Ella mine. That's why I like Ella too, except Ella, I want to briefly touch on. The reason why Ella's not as powerful as Lesion is because you get 7 things with Lesion, and Lesion gets impacts, right? Yes, you could argue Ella has a better gun, right? I would agree with you. Say, yeah, Ella has a better gun, but she doesn't have 7 gadgets. She has 3, and she doesn't have impacts. She does have a shield, though, but a shield can also hurt your team. Very rarely does it hurt your team, but it can hurt your team, right? Same with the rotates, so it's a balance. But overall, that is why Lesion is the better solo queue defender, and why I think if you guys are trying to solo queue on defense, bring Lesion, Maybe you do want to set up Goyo shields, like me. I like setting up Goyo shields. Or you want to castle this, or, put bandit charges on this. But Lesion, let me tell you guys, Legion's that op where if you solo queue, try to get him as fast as you can every time. You won't regret it. You'll learn how to use him, and it's really good. It's really good. Trust me as someone who's played a lot of solo queue. But guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe, because in the next video that I upload, I'm going to be talking about Ace and how to use him in solo queue and why he's just so good in solo queue. I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games, and I'll see you guys in the next one.